to share with you a secret to making a lot of money online that you will not hear anybody talk about. If you scroll through YouTube videos now, you scroll through Facebook or any social media platform, if you even Google it right now, this secret, a lot of persons might be telling you otherwise. But the foundational truth that very few persons will be telling you is what I'm about to share. Funny Hackers Club. And just in case you don't know about the Funny Hackers Club is a community that is housing hundreds of entrepreneurs who sell products and services online. What we do is that we learn the best way to sell out our products and services. We use funnels as our marketing model, and we learn a lot of amazing sales processes. For the past 1 year, we have consistently trained a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners on how to sell out their products, and we have really helped thousands of people move from where they are in their revenue to 10xing their revenue.
Hello, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. If you can hear me loud and clear, I'd like you to comment on the comment section that you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, comment I can hear you, and welcome tonight. My name is Joshua Mba, and I'll be sharing with us tonight how you can start your journey in tech and how you can attract high-paying jobs and attract high-paying investors that will be willing to invest in your business. Wherever you're watching, if you're watching me on Facebook, YouTube, let me know in the comment section the state you're watching from, and also know whether you're streaming on YouTube or on Facebook. And I swear, just before we get started, I would like you guys to also share the link with your audience, share the link with people. Of course, I'm sharing the link as well. Let's share the link with other persons who may have forgotten. This live session should have held yesterday, but I had the blackout on my network, so we couldn't stream yesterday. So we are streaming it today. This is live. My friend will be joining me very soon, the CEO of Bentley, to share with us tonight an exciting information on how you can set up your journey in tech. Start your journey in tech and then attract high-paying customers. Okay. Excited about tonight? Let me know in the comment section. Also from Lagos, YouTube, great. Somebody's watching from Lagos. If you're watching from any part of the world, let's know. It's a very exciting day for me because what we're about to share is one thing we're about to share this night is something that people have not heard me talk about it publicly on my channel a lot of times. It's probably the first time you hear me talk about something tech related on my live sessions. I basically spend up most of my time talking about sales and online business. But as a tech bro or as a tech boy too, right? I've been in tech for like 4 years. It is important for us to share together this night. All right. So we're sharing together briefly. We'll we're sharing together. Oh, from Abuja, this is beautiful. So let's share the link, friends. Let's share the link. If you can hear me, let's share the link. The next few minutes, we're going to get started with the topic of today. But let's go ahead and share it. Oh, Olivia is from Abuja. Welcome, guys. Go ahead and share the link. Invite people to join. We will share something I'm very sure that will help you all. Even if you're not planning to come into tech, as far as you are doing business, these are informations that I'm very, very sure will go a long way to help you. Like I said, this live session should have held yesterday, but coincidentally, I went blank on my network and I couldn't stream yesterday. So tonight we'll be streaming it. A lot of persons were expecting this thing to happen yesterday, but it did not happen. So we'll definitely do it, and they will definitely watch the playback later. But tonight is going to be exciting because we'll be answering live questions together in this live session. And I really don't want you guys to miss out big time. I really, really don't want you guys to miss out tonight. All right. So help me share the link to your audience, share it on your status, tell people to join in. We're about to get started. It's going to get super exciting. I'm trying to share the link, guys. I bet you it's going to really, really, really get excited in this room tonight. If you're excited, type I'm excited. If you're excited, type I'm excited. All right, all right. Oh, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. So, yeah, the next few minutes, just to give you guys time, buy you time to share the link. I'm going to play up a video again, just 30 minutes, 30 seconds. Sorry, not 30 minutes, 30 seconds. And then once we are done with this short break, we get started with this amazing session. All right, let's go.
I want to share with you a secret to making a lot of money online that you will not hear anybody talk about. If you scroll through YouTube videos now, you scroll through Facebook or any social media platform, if you even Google it right now, this secret, a lot of persons might be telling you otherwise. But the foundational truth that very few persons will be telling you is what I'm about to share with you. The Funny Hackers Club. And just in case you don't know about the Funny Hackers Club, Funny Hackers Club is a community that is housing hundreds of entrepreneurs who sell products and services online. What we do is that we learn the best way to sell out our products and services. We use funnels as our marketing model, and we learn a lot of amazing sales processes. For the past 1 year, we have consistently trained a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners on how to sell out their products, and we have really helped thousands of people move from where they are in their revenue to 10xing their revenue.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. So we are getting started immediately. Those that just joined, welcome back. Like I said, these live sessions have happened yesterday, so a lot of hookups. People were really messaging me yesterday, but by this time yesterday, I was out of network. Like there was serious blackout with network in my location. So tonight we'll be sharing together. Michael Elijah is in the room. I hope Michael, if you can hear me, let me know. You can probably unmute and then let me know if you are ready so that we'll just start off and we'll be starting up very soon. And what we are going to be focusing on tonight is how you can start your career in tech. And it's something that I feel like is going to help a lot of persons, especially with the new move in technology, right? We are transiting to the metaverse, Facebook metaverse, the blockchain technology, a lot of these great bubbles everywhere about technology, and it's something interesting. Now, the first question is how can someone who has not been into tech start up his career in tech? And if you're already in tech, how can you attract high paying jobs? If you're already not in tech, even if you start today, how can you attract high paying jobs? And then how can you also attract investors if you are building a business that need investors or Series for your Series A, Series B, Series B, Series C, or whatever series it is. So we'll be starting up right now, and very soon, Michael will be up on the screen. He's in the waiting right now. He's up on the screen to join us. And tonight, I have a couple of things to share with you, or why I'll be chatting with my friend Michael. It'll be a very great session with Michael. Michael is an awesome person. Mikey, I'm waiting for your camera to be up, so you just join me live. Okay, Mikey, if you can hear me, wait for your camera to be up. Okay, so Mikey is an awesome brother, a friend, of course, doing great things. I'm just going to talk a little bit about him. When he comes up, he's going to share a lot more things with us. I'm not sure if my audio is that audible. If it's very, very audible and you guys can hear me very well, let me also know in the comment section. He's a very awesome brother, a very awesome young person. He's one of the young people who are doing great in the technology space here in Nigeria. Tonight, one of the reasons why I'm bringing him up tonight is because he has built for himself a business, not just a business, but welcome, Mike. I can say now, not just a business, but he has built a very big business from his home office here in Nigeria and doing great stuff. And he's someone that has been in tech for a long time. I've followed him even before we started talking for a long time. I followed him, following him from the time he was the blog and all of that. He'll be telling us more about those things very soon. And tonight we are going to share with us how he has currently he's working on 3 companies, 1 main company and 2 subsidiaries that are doing very well. Now, I want you guys, men and brethren, those who will be watching the playback later on, because I know because of the time shift, a lot of persons are not aware that this is happening right now. So because of the time shift, those who watch the playback later on, let's welcome my very good friend Michael. Michael, welcome.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
I really appreciate your time. I know it was a very serious short notice to inform me about the change of time. I'm very sorry about that too.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, so Mike, I'm very, very happy to bring you up like on my YouTube channel. This is like a big moment for me. I have thousands of followers, subscribers on my YouTube channel, and of course, I'll be sending out the playback link to this live session to my email subscribers. I think we'll be watching the playback later on as well. It's very an interesting topic. So give or take, thousands of persons will definitely see this video later on too. But first of all, let's start by introducing Mike here. Mike, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? This is really going to be an exciting night, guys. Okay.
Okay, first off, I'm Michael, and I'm a product designer, and I'm also the CEO of Vently. Vently is more like an event slash social media company. We're trying to integrate events with social media, build a platform where we connect people who are going to events together, try to connect event organizers with vendors. So it's just basically trying to make events more interesting and also provide a portfolio for event organizers, because usually I think at this point most people organize their events on different platforms. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you don't have anything to show how the events went. You don't have any stats, and I feel like it's a very very big market. It's a very big market, but everyone is moving towards fintech when there are other opportunities for us to expand in different industries. So, and I think it's been an awesome journey. I was blogging for a while, I think about 2 to 3 years, and I think it's been. I think my life has been more like a step by step process.
Yeah.
So I started blogging, so I had little knowledge of the media. Then I worked with a software agency for a while before I decided to become like a freelance product designer. So I've worked with brands like Roku, Raven, Waploaded, NetNaja. So some of the popular brands you guys might know. I've actually worked on their products with them. So I think
Okay.
it's been a very nice journey, and and yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, the amazing thing is that when I met you during Niger Tech blog. What was that your blog again? That was when I met you. Then I was a blogger too. So I was going through Google sometime for an information. I stumbled upon your blog. I was like, let me get connected with this guy. Got your number on your website. Reached out on Facebook and all of that. And today, so first, the first question I'll have to ask you tonight is, how did you start? How did you transit into tech? Was it something you started when you were a child, or what? Just tell us your journey, how you moved from whatever you were doing before, if you were doing something
Oh,
before, moved into tech.
okay. I think my journey into tech started. I think it started way back when I was still in primary school then.
Okay.
My elder brother actually got my dad to get a laptop for him. So I just
Cool.
and most of the times then I think what I used to do then was to help my dad check for his goods because he was an importer. He used to help him check for his goods and all that. So what I did then was just use that period to just learn how to use a laptop. I think that was when I started learning how to use a laptop at first. And I didn't really
Yeah.
pick up interest in tech till I think that was towards that 2013 or 2014 or thereabout. That was when I think it was way before that. But it was
Mhm.
that 2010, 2011. I went into my school library. I saw this computer textbook where we have codes and all that. I was like, okay, I could actually do this. So I picked it up. I actually took the book from the library without them knowing. I took the book out of the
Oh,
library. Then I went back home with it. I took it. Was learning to code. I think back then what we were using to build sites then was Wapka and XTGem. So I used Wapka,
yeah.
the small phone, tried to build up the sites. Then from there I moved on to Blogspot. So Blogspot, I moved myself from Wapka to Blogspot. I was not learning how to use Blogger to
Okay.
create posts and all that. But I think I used Blogspot for about a year. Then I got tired because those using WordPress, they were actually, well, I call it, I think I call it bullying me actually. Because I'll
Yeah.
make posts, those on WordPress will rank more than my posts. I'll be like, nah, I can't deal with this. I had to move to WordPress because then I was kind of skeptical. Like, okay, if I move to WordPress, can I handle the monthly cost of hosting and all of that?
Okay.
Then I think my friend mentioned something about Inter server. That's the hosting I've been using since then. So it's like $5 a month. I was like, okay, it seems sensible, and it's unlimited. I was like, okay, let me just move. And when I moved, I actually had time to expand my audience.
Okay.
I had a contract with Opera once. I had a contract with Opera. Had a contract with some other brands. So there was a time I reached out to Itel.
Okay.
Itel had asked me
Yeah.
uh, to show my stats for my audience to know whether they would send me phones because my blog is all about tech,
Yeah.
uh, consumer tech, everything technology. So I reached out to Itel. I think back then I had just 30,000 monthly users. Then I tried to I tried to see whether they would work with me, but they said it was too small. I had to go and increase my audience. So what I did next was to try to boost up my audience. I went to do some traffic research. Then the next month I had almost like 100,000 users per month. That was consistently for the next 3 months. I emailed them back. They were like, okay, we
Wow.
would we would send you some phones to work with. And ever since then, I've been in contact with their marketing manager. I also worked with Techno, Infinix, the one with Infinix was I had a little issue with them because I leaked their phones before it got released, so they had to do something.
Okay.
Now I
Yeah.
think it's been a very for my blogging lifestyle. It's been a very controversial stuff. But I was like, I was like being the person that I'll cause trouble. Once I cause trouble, I'll just go back and wait for it to happen. At the end of the day, Infinix says I was okay. I think what made Infinix not to send me a device was because I said they were wasting money for signing the video instead of improving their products. They said they would send me phone. I said no wahala now. We move.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I think it's been a crazy journey. Even I had a situation where I posted, I think back in 2016, when there was this Ponzi scheme, MMM and the rest.
Yeah.
I I made a post about it, and I think that's the most commented post on my blog. I had about 300 comments, and
Wow.
all of them were insulting me. I'm like, how do you deal with 300 people insulting? I think I always tell people like I'm a kind of person. Comments on social media don't get to me. I've been in this for a long time, so if I see 300, I'm like, okay, no problem. You can say what to say, as long as I've made my views known. You can't force me to believe in what I don't believe in. So
Okay.
at the end of the day, it just comes down to being. I think it just comes down to being consistent. Then following your growth step by step. It's easy for. I think these days in tech, it's easier. It's easy for people to get pressured. They come
Yeah.
online on social media. They see people. I just got a job with this company. I just got
Yeah.
this year alone. I know companies have. I had offers from companies, but I didn't accept most of them.
Okay.
Offers are always coming, but it just comes down to you being able to
Know
make
what
your
to do.
portfolio stand out. Stand
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
I've had calls where on the live call I will have to present my portfolio, and all the clients are like, "Okay, this looks really, really nice," and it just comes down to being way ahead of the crowd. I think
Yeah.
that's the main thing, being way ahead of the crowd. And for me personally, I'm moving towards. I think anybody that's been following me recently will see I'm already moving towards AR and VR. While
Okay.
most people are still doing their UI stuff, I'm like, you have to move way ahead of the crowd. So at
Yeah.
that point, when someone wants to hire you, they're like, this person thinks ahead of time. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
if you want to apply for a company, and then you also be like, hey, I've done this AR stuff for a company. Be like, okay, now this person is innovative. I want this kind of person on my team.
Yeah.
So
So
once you push yourself ahead, I think that's the main thing. Being able to stay ahead of the process.
staying ahead of the process. Tell me how you started product design. Then I'm sure there are a lot of persons who will be watching this playback or who are watching right now who don't know what is product design. What is product design in tech? What's your role? How did you start? And then where are you at in your journey as product designer?
Okay, I think so far I have 3 years of experience in product design, and how I started product design was during my IT. During my IT, that was in 2018. So we were learning how to build apps on Android, and I actually found out that I actually enjoyed working on the UI more rather than the whole logic part in the back end. I was like, okay, fine. I asked the instructor that time, I think that was Godfrey. He's also a tech person in this PH. I asked him about UX, and he was like, some companies pay UI UX people more. I was like, okay, let me look into it and see how it goes. And he actually got me the first gig I actually worked on. So the first gig was like I think I earned 5,000 naira from the gig. Then the next one was 30,000 before I started getting six-figure gigs and all of that. But product design is basically more like you being able to solve problems using design. Let's say you have a client that wants to build an app and he wants that app to solve a certain problem. You In order for you to be a good product designer, you need to understand how the entire process works. You need to take the information your client has given you. You do your research, you ideate, you empathize, then you try to provide solutions based on the research you've made so far. I think that's the main thing about product design. One, then as time goes on, you also try to learn the basic rules of product design, learn typography, learn alignment, learn every single part of product design. I think product design is it's a very very big field. It's a very
Okay.
very big field. It doesn't just come down to digital products. Product design comes in our everyday lives. How you open your door, how it just basically how things work. Being
Okay.
able to design things that people can use. So you know that the process for designing an app for blind people and for older people, it's different from when you're designing an app for a young person. that is
So
very active.
how can someone start up his career in product design? We are going to talk about. I know. Meanwhile, don't worry. I'll still ask you about your tech, your coding background. I still know you write a couple of code for some projects. So, but tell us, how can one who is listening to us now start up his journey or her journey as a product designer?
Okay, to start off your product design journey, I think the easiest way the easiest way is to actually try to follow up product designers that are doing great stuff in the community. That's one. Two, you could start off a course on Udemy or Coursera. There are many people that there are many courses for product designers. Let's say I think there's a course provided by Google for UX design for UX UI design. That's also product design. So you could start off with a course. So those courses take you through the step by step process, from research to prototyping to creating the final product and exporting to the devs to actually build the final product. So you start with the course. Once you're done with those ones, then you can now move on. And product design is a process that never really ends. So once the app is out, you still need to look at the data. You know how the users are using the app. You know how to improve it. You know where they're complaining. You try to improve the product based on that those complaints you receive from the users.
Give or take, what is the salary rate for product designers? People like you now, how much do you get from each job you do? Or if someone wants to get a full time job as a product designer, what's the average salary based on level of experience?
I think like most tech jobs, there is no fixed salary range. It just comes down to one, your experience level. That's one. Two, the kind of company. That's two. Then three, how old the company is, because older companies tend to pay more.
Hmm?
Older companies tend to pay more. That's the fact. But there are some new companies that also understand the importance of product design, so they actually pay their designers high as well. So I think in Nigeria, for example, the minimum I think that should be okay for a product designer that just starting off should be around maybe 150K or 200K per month. Then as you go further as a designer, you could start charging, maybe, because I actually prefer charging people in USD, because
Yeah.
it gives you a more realistic how do I put it? You could make your price compete with those that are actually outside the country, so you know what
Yeah.
you're doing. So maybe you could charge from 5K USD per month to 10K, from 5K to 10K to maybe 20K a month, depending on your
Okay.
experience level and the things you're doing, your
Okay.
role in the company.
So tell us about your business. This is the most interesting part, guys. So everybody listening to me, if you guys are getting something, let me know in the comment section. This is the interesting part now. Tell us about your business. How did you start your business? What moved you to start up Bentley and other businesses you are running? Let's know.
Okay, I think okay, Bentley, the initial idea behind Bentley was I think for me personally, I'm more of an introvert, so I hardly go for events. I'm not a kind of
Yeah.
person that I like. So when you tell me, Michael, you need to get the tickets at this place, I'm like, "Ah, I don't have that strength. I can't keep up. I do not want it at all. That is not my life." So, and I think the funny thing about the Bentley stuff was when I actually got the idea was when I went for an event. I got to the event. The thing that was after my friends convinced me to go, I was like, okay, let me just go here. I think that was PH JC Fiesta. I got to the event. I saw a couple of people. I was like, okay, because it's one thing to be an introvert that doesn't go out, and it's another thing to just go out
Yeah.
and you can't really relate to people. I was like, okay, that this is not my kind of thing. Okay,
Yeah.
I was actually observing everyone, but I felt so out of place. I felt so out of place. I was like, okay, I have to do something. This doesn't feel like what I want to do. Because I know there are also other people that feel the same way. They don't want that stress of going to
Events.
buy tickets in
Yeah.
physical places. And I also noticed at the end of the day, when you're hosting an event, you tend to print tickets, physical tickets. because the funny thing is everything has gone digital except tickets.
Yeah.
I still wonder why this is the 21st century. Everything has gone digital except tickets, and I feel the main problem there is because people tend to. There's no single platform for events. There's no
Yeah.
one. There's no single. You could use a Eventbrite today. You could use a Niger tickets tomorrow. Tomorrow you're using like different places. So at the end of the day, event organizers don't have anything to hold on to. Let's say you want
Yeah.
to plan an event, you don't even have anything to hold on to, for example. So at the end of the day, you just keep picking out different things and all of that. But I feel the entire process comes down to we trying to simplify everything as a company, and that's the entire process of trying to simplify the entire event creation experience as a company. That's
Yeah.
the main goal because we are looking at not just people being able to pay for tickets with their app. We are also looking at people being able to buy
Can
tickets
you hear me?
from their phone. Yep,
Okay.
we're looking at people also being able to buy tickets from small
Yeah,
phones.
mobile.
So even if you have a small phone, if you use a USSD to buy your tickets, then another technology we are looking at is to use NFC because NFC is one technology that
Yeah,
is on
NFC.
basically almost everyone's phone, but it's hardly used. So the NFC concept there is just for us to basically we want you to be able to come to an event when someone scans your tag, you could just get into the event, whether it's a QR code or you use the NFC method.
Okay.
Then I think we have quite a lot on our roadmap from AR to VR to ticketing to you being able to
Yeah. Cool.
yeah, to you being able to connect with different people
Okay, so tell me
on the
about.
platform. So I think the entire idea is you could come on the platform, you host your event. Then if you are an event attendee, you could come online, try to buy tickets. You could connect to people. Let's say you're going for an event in Ori. I don't know people that are going to that same event. You come to the chat room for the event, connect with people. Then, like most
Yeah.
platforms will let you know. We'll also try to let you know that you have to be careful when sharing your personal details with anyone on the
Yeah.
platform. So just for us to just try to streamline everything, because at the end of the day, I feel like the event industry is it's a lot. There's a lot
Yeah.
of money to be made there, because there are shows happening in Nigeria every day. There are shows happening everywhere. There are events happening every single day. But there is no central platform that is charging people for those tickets.
Yeah.
Like why not create a platform where you keep all the events in one place. At the end of the year, you are an event organizer. You have full stats of all the events you've hosted.
Yeah.
It's a good way to have a portfolio. So right now we are trying to provide value to event organizers, provide value to vendors as well, because you can also hire vendors while you're trying to create an event on the platform. Then
Yeah.
we're also providing value to the users in the sense that you could come on the platform and buy tickets without leaving your house. Then another value we are going to give to users is, let's say you are at home, for example, and an event is going on and you
Mm-hmm.
want to watch that event from home. Now we'll charge you for watching that event from home.
Okay. That's
And
true.
the entire process there is we have people on ground at the event. Those are paid for the tickets that are on the event and they are live. Now our event feed comes from those people that are live on the event. Now we
Okay.
charge you that is watching from home to watch the event. At the end
And
of the day,
people.
we share the income with the person that is streaming and the event organizer. So that way you could get paid for going to events. So at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you pay our users,
It's a
pay the
win-win
vendors,
stuff.
pay
This is.
everyone. So we are trying to just create that process where okay, fine, I'm going for this event and I could make money from it. So just like I think after the whole COVID stuff, in order for you to be able to drag people outside, you have to give them
Yeah.
value
Yeah.
to actually
Yeah.
go for that event. So you're like, okay, I'm going for this event. then I know I'm going to get paid, because at most events you see people just recording, but you're not getting paid for
There's
it.
not.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you just go home. So now, why
Yeah.
not get paid while you're recording?
Why? That
That's
makes a
the
lot of
entire
sense.
idea. So at the end of the day, you get paid as a user, you're a vendor, you get hired on the platform, you're an event organizer, you have a portfolio to get hired for more events. So just to provide value to everyone.
This is really a massive product you are building there, and I'm super inspired. I'm sure a lot more persons will be watching this later, and those watching right now are also inspired by your thought process through solving problems. So this shows that there are great business opportunities to be done.
Exactly.
Can you hear me? There are great business opportunities in this space. So Mike just left. He'll be back very soon. But this is a very big sign. This is a very big sign to tell us that there are plenty problems. So what Michael did was he took the event problem, a problem he experienced, and he turned it into a product. One of the things I want us to know tonight is about tech is not you don't really need to be a key player in the development of tech products. All right, you don't need to be a key player in the development of tech products. All right, you don't need to be a key player in the development of tech products. You can just be an idea owner. You own the idea, and people will develop it to life. So what Michael is sharing right now is a very massive idea, but that doesn't mean that if you're not a programmer or a designer like Michael, you can't bring to life some of these things. You just need to have the idea and you can bring it to life. Then Michael, very quickly, I want you to share with us if your business is registered in Nigeria. If it's not registered in Nigeria, why and where is it registered? Just give us a scope. We will really want to learn from what you are doing at Bentley.
Okay, yeah. So the entire idea for, I think, Vently, what I did for Vently as a company was for us to process the registration as a US company, because that's the first
Okay.
thing I actually tried to work on with my team. But I
Yeah.
I got to a stage where I actually decided to suspend that to an extent. But we got to like 60% of the registration, and I was like, let's hold on till we have the entire app first before we just proceed. But the bottom line is we're incorporating as a US company, and the main thing is this: we all know the kind of country we are in. It's not like we
Yeah.
can just change how we see things in Nigeria. It's just what it is. So the kind of platform we are trying to run is a platform that's going to have users' data, and
Okay.
I don't think Nigeria has any. Even if there are laws, we know most of the laws don't really work. Most of the
Yeah.
laws don't work. You could say maybe you're protecting user data, then something happens tomorrow. They are trying to threaten you to release information of a certain event. So at the end of the day, we want
Yeah.
to put ourselves on a platform where if you have any issues with us as a
Yeah.
you could
Exactly.
take up the case in the US, not come to Nigeria and start threatening me, because that's the entire problem in Nigeria. If you create a platform in Nigeria, I think why there is no person having that issue in Nigeria, because there's no media platform, there's no popular social media platform in this country. Just fintech, everybody fintech.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, once you're coming into that key social media part, okay, now you're going to be a key player in this industry. You need to remember you need to protect the interest of users as well. That's one important thing. And I feel the entire process comes down to you, because anyone can incorporate a company outside Nigeria in the US. Uh, there are platforms that help you do that. There's First Base, there's Stripe Atlas. So what I actually worked on with is Stripe Atlas. So the entire process is just basically you apply to incorporate in the US. You select the state, and preferably it's usually okay to work with states like Delaware. They are actually very very good states to.
Okay.
It's a very good state to incorporate it, because the laws there favor tech companies. The laws they have in their state actually favor tech companies a lot. So you use Stripe Atlas, select the country, you select the state you would like to register your company in. You select your company's directors, select the number of shares your company is going to have. I think by default, most companies have like 10 million shares. So there are also some other legal documents
Yeah.
you need to sign and all of that. Then at the end of the day, they won't charge you until they have processed your EIN for your company. I think that's the employer something number. I can't remember the exact but there's one
Yeah.
document they need to put for tax and
Yeah.
all of that. Then once they process that document, I think they'll charge you $500. Then from
Yeah.
that point, you can now go to platforms like Mercury to create a US bank account for your company. Then there are also other services that come in like legal fees and to get a physical address in the US where you can receive mail and all of that. But I think that's
That's
the
amazing.
entire. Just get the platform you want to use, and they will actually run it through the entire process. And if you have any issues, you could always contact their support. They're always very helpful when you want to ask them questions and all of that.
Okay, so with the massive trend in tech right now, there's a big transition from where we were last year, this year, and where we are going to be next year in tech. The revolution that is about, I like to call it the bubble, right? So the movement to Web three, the metaverse, and a lot of things playing out so fast. What do you think will be your positioning for you to be really productive next year as a tech person? So that every other person who is listening can also learn. So those who are in tech, those who are trying to join community tech, what should be their positioning for this massive move through this year and next year?
Oh, okay. I feel like everything is a process. Before we came into the normal internet we know today, there was Web 2. That's Web 2. So we're now moving to Web 3. So I just feel like as much as we are trying to drive into Web 3, there are so many people that don't even understand how Web 2 works.
Yeah.
I've had people asking me, Michael, if I open your blog, you'll get paid MTN page. I'm like, this is not. A lot of people don't even understand. So my fear is, as we are moving so fast, there are a lot of people that are going to be left behind.
Yeah.
And now, the world is moving towards tech. And if you're not in an industry where, or you're not in the position where you can actually learn about it, you'll be left behind. That's the thing. And once you're left behind, the industry is shifting. You're now below the food chain. So it's just like a competition. As tech moves faster, you have to keep up with it. If you don't keep
Yeah.
up, you will be left behind. That's the thing. Just similar to what happened with Nokia when they moved to Windows OS instead of going with
Yeah.
Android. So if you don't join people when they're moving, it's going to be very tricky. So for me personally, I think I started a personal NFT project. Now
Yeah. Yeah. I
the
think I saw it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's cool.
so the idea behind the NFT just me providing value with the NFT, because most of us feel like NFTs are just people posting pictures online, then they now
Yeah.
sell it, because that's the basic claimant that they're like, this guy is just selling pictures for $2 million. I don't understand the concept. Now the idea is this, because I actually took time to actually understand the process. This is more like I have this picture here. Now I'm backing this picture with a value. Okay, let's say I have this stuff in front of me now, and I say, okay, next year take this stuff and buy it for $70. Then next year, if you bring it back for me, I'm going to give you a car. Automatically, this one has value.
Yeah.
Just based on that backing, I've already given this stuff. It has value. So now, just
Yeah.
basically, this is this is an asset. I'm backing this asset with the value. That
Yeah.
value now comes down to how, let's say you now buy it for $100. Then I know if I sell this asset to you, you are going to be able to get that car I want from this person next year. So if I'm going to sell it to you, I'm going to sell it at a higher price. So if
Yeah.
you want to buy it, you actually buy it at a very higher price than the price I actually uh,
Got
bought it from. So at the end of the day, the price just keeps going up, up, up. So if you're wondering what's happening, why is the value going up? Why is the value of your NFTs going up? Just there is a value behind it. It's not just like you're just selling an asset for free. No, there's a value, and once you see the value in that thing, you actually sell it for more. So at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it just keeps going higher and higher. So for the metaverse stuff, I feel it's going to the transition is not going to be instant. It's going to take quite a while, maybe 4 or 5 years, because even at this point, VR headsets are still very expensive for most people.
Yeah.
Unless maybe they start shipping phones with VR headsets, that's when I was okay, fine. We've gotten to that point where you can easily
Yeah.
integrate it. Yeah, but at this point, VR headsets for most people they're very expensive. As I think when people come to my place and they see a VR headset, they're like, okay, Michael, how do you have this stuff? Like,
Yeah.
no, it's just I think it's a slow process. Like, it's a very slow process. But like I said, most people are going to be left behind. They don't even understand Web 2 completely. And I am pushing them to Web 3.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
it gets quite tricky. And some people when they hear of Web3, especially when it gets to do with things like NFTs, and NFTs run on mostly ETH. Although
Yeah.
there are NFTs that run on other coins,
Yeah. Yeah.
Solana and the rest. But I think my personal problem with ETH is just the gas fees are just too high.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The gas fees are very high.
Super
So
ridiculous.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I feel like if any crypto actually overthrows ETH, it's going to take ETH a very long time to get back to
Yeah.
that position
Yeah. Yeah.
because their fees are very high, and you won't expect someone that is moving from a system that runs in fiat where I know, okay, fine, if I'm paying this amount, I'm charged this particular amount and it's
Percentage.
sensible. Then I'll now
Yeah.
move from fiat to crypto. You tell me I'm paying $1, you're charging me $5 for gas fee. Why?
Well,
It makes no sense. So at the end
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
day, you're seeing someone that's using Web 2 to an extent. Then he's not entering Web 3. You're telling him he's going to pay more for it. It's like, okay, why?
Why?
And I see people online. Yeah, they buy these domain names. You see, John.eth, Michael.eth,
Yeah.
all of it. Like for me personally, I think at this point, apart from the maybe airdrops that they usually do for those that have those
Domain name.
extensions
Yeah.
in their name, I feel like
Yeah.
it's just more like a when I say clout, I just feel like it's
Yeah.
clout at
Yeah.
this point. Yeah, at this point, so
Yeah.
just be like, I'm into Web 3, but at the end of the day, most of them haven't even started any proper Web 3 projects.
Yeah.
They've
That's
not started any Web 3 projects. They don't even know how it works. You just like I want to be part of it. Let me
so.
just get on.
So you think Web3 is going to take a while before it's fully adopted in the world,
Yeah,
right?
it's going to take quite a while.
Yeah,
It's
you're
going to
saying
take
4 to 5 years. Uh,
five five 5 is even small. It might even take longer because the transition is going to be crazy. Because like I said, most people haven't even understood Web 2 very well. Because you
yeah.
see meet people on the road that you tell them. Because I see no people that ask them, okay, please visit this website. They'll be like, if I open this website, MTN will pay you. I'm like, how?
So,
How? How does
but
that?
we are speaking from the African perspective. But do you think the world generally is ready for the Web3 transition?
Uh,
Let's not judge from the African perspective.
okay, for the world in general, I feel regardless, because I don't feel it's only in Africa that we have this mentality that if they're going to people outside. It's not just because we're in this part of the world. There's people outside that still
Okay.
think the same way. Because for me as a product designer, I feel now once you get into Web 3, you have to explain more.
Yeah.
When I'm designing platforms for crypto, I try as much as possible. If you're going to do this, I'll tell you this stuff. If you do it, this is what is going to happen. I always make it clear, very
Something
clear.
new. Yeah.
Because unlike Web 2 platforms that okay, maybe sign up is sign up.
Sign up.
This
Yeah.
is this.
But yeah,
I
it's
could say
connect
sign
to
up and
zero.
I'll tell you what you're signing up for is this particular service, not this one. So
Yeah.
that
I
way
get what you're saying.
you have to explain more because there are many people that don't really understand the entire process. So some people don't even know. Okay, like for example, all these charts you see, Bitcoin is going up, bull market, bear market. Nobody. It's only if you're actually trading that you actually look into those stems. All some people know is I bought Bitcoin in 2010. Now it's this amount. It's just holding. Most people they just all
Yeah.
they know is just hold. They don't even do analysis. Just buy and hold.
Yeah.
Because
So I'm
that's the basic mentality for most people that are in crypto. Apart from those that are trading.
I'm going to ask you two more questions. Two more questions. But these questions are very, very important for us. Now, first question is, I know so at some point you talk about your company getting an angel investor or something. I'm not sure if I guess I heard you mention that, right? So there are businesses in Nigeria for I guess mentioned the foreign angel investor. So there are businesses in Nigeria, there are individuals, there are young people like us who want to start up something cool, want to start up a tech-based business. I'm sure if you ask literally a lot of persons who are watching this video and those who watch later on, ask them, do you have an idea they want to develop that is tech related? They'll tell you, yes, I want to build this application, I want to build this website, I want to build this service, and all of those stuff. But it boils down to having good funding for it. So persons can power it. They can pay for the application to be developed, maybe the MVP, but they can't power it to scale up. So if you're sharing with us about how you can enter investor, let me also touch how young people can build that product, attract the attention of the public, and then get investors who can be part of the product scaling. Okay.
Okay, yeah. I think at this point, we the startup industry in Nigeria, for example, is growing really fast. So I think every day you can see companies raising funding here and there. This
Yeah.
one is raising millions. Right? So I feel like I said, it just comes down to providing value. It comes down
Yeah.
to providing value and have the numbers. If you
Yeah.
have a startup
Numbers,
that
guys.
has raised, because I always tell my guys at Vent, I'm like, see, the reason why I don't, how I put it, the reason why I have not actually reached out to any investor at the moment is like, I want to have my numbers first. So by the time I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you with numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
Although I actually had someone that invested in the platform earlier before you even
Building it.
started the platform. But now, the thing I need most people to understand about raising funding is this: raising funding is not compulsory.
Okay.
It's never a compulsory process. It's only one when you need money to scale and compete faster.
Yeah.
Then you actually because I know most companies there are some startups that that investors put cash in, but at that moment they are not making any profits.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know a
Yeah.
particular company that is not making profits, but I won't call their name. But they're receiving massive investment. So the
Yeah.
thing is, most companies, some of them will invest with the hope that okay, fine, I trust this founder. I have this personal belief in this founder. I've seen his track record. He's someone that can do this in future. So now they are
Yeah.
investing with that belief in the founder's track record. That's one. So one is you also need to have a very good track record of things you've been doing. You've been
Doing.
consistent. You've been doing stuff. You're a kind of person that is willing to grow. You're open minded. That's one. Two, like I said, still those numbers.
Yeah.
If
The
because
numbers.
if you're talking to someone, I'm like, okay, fine. This business we've made 500K in 7 days. Now, at that point, if you're talking to me as an investor, I'm like, okay, now I can see what you've done.
Yeah. The
Now,
numbers.
two of us will discuss how can we scale this further, and how do I come in as an investor.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one. Then I need people to understand that when it comes to investing, it's not necessary that you have to give someone equity as part of your company.
Yeah.
You
This is
don't
very important.
necessarily
This is
need to
the
give
yeah.
someone equity to be part of your company. I think for me and my team as a company, I actually told them the options we are looking at is royalties. Either
Yeah.
royalties. If it's not royalties, then it's equity, but we have to discuss that further. So royalties comes down to okay, fine. You're investing in this product. Like let me use Vently as an example. You're investing in Vently as a company. Now we are paying you 10% for every sale we make from this ticket in this city for 6 years.
Okay.
Now, at that point, every month you just chill in your house. At the end of the month, you have your royalties paid to you. That's one. Equity is you're with us, even when we are down and we are up. But
Yeah.
royalties actually gives you more room. You don't care.
Yeah.
It
You
gives
really
you more
don't care
flexibility. It's
whether
I
you're
think
doing
it's
or
more
not.
risk. It's more risk free than having equity itself.
Yeah.
Because as the company goes down,
Some point.
something is
Yeah.
happening. But once it's realities, the only time it's going to affect is once sales are down, it's going to affect you. But you're still going to get something at the end of the day. That's the thing. But it just comes down to people knowing, okay, fine, you don't have to give this person equity. They're telling me, I'm making sales from this. I know I'm going to make sales from this. This is my entire process. Because for me and my team as a platform, I actually counted like there are more than at this point, there are more than 10 ways we actually in the business model that are going to get money from users. There are more than 10 ways at the moment. So it's just comes down to you being able to present this data to investors and say, okay, fine, this is what we have.
Yeah.
Now, once you're trying to make projections, you make projections with numbers that are realistic. It's not like you now say, okay, fine, let's assume I make $100,000. When you've not even started the business, how? You have to start with numbers that are realistic for your projections. So at the end of the day, once someone is trying to look at your pitch deck, they say, okay, fine, these numbers they sound very realistic. They sound quite realistic, quite reasonable. So you just have to make your research, have a good business model. That's one. Then have a company structure. Because no person wants to invest in a platform that doesn't have a structure. You don't have any. There's no person that is the CEO. I think there was a point I got to where I had to fire one person last year, and it wasn't because I really wanted to. Just that the person was slowing down the company. So we got to a meeting. I was like, okay, at this point we need to assign roles to each person in the company. The guy said it's too early. I was like, no, this is structure. You need to structure things. You know what you're meant to do.
Very important. Yeah.
So I don't need to come and start telling you. Yeah, so you not feel like we are doing child's play here. Like it's business. Regardless of whether I'm starting it with my friends or I'm starting with my partners, it's still business. And at the end of the day, it's money we are dealing with. So and we humans can be very funny when it comes to money. You start saying this person says this person no. And you set out those rules so you know this person is supposed to do this. Then it's structured. You don't need to say. So at the end of the day, it now comes down to okay. I think then another thing I feel people should also remember is don't share equity. No, don't share equity between yourselves in the company. Before the product is actually complete.
Very important.
It's one thing I've learned this past year we've been working like don't share equity unless the project is complete to an extent. So that way you could measure each person's input to the project, then share it based on that stuff. So because if you actually share it at the end of the day to remove the person's name from from the document is not as easy as when you just added it. You have to go through that entire legal process of having to take out the person's name, and at the end of the day you might start having issues that you didn't even plan for. Just because you added someone's name and the person was just relaxing doing nothing. But at the end of the day, what the law knows is this person's name is in this document. He's receiving 20%. So even if he's sleeping, he still has it. His name is there. That's one thing.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah. The last question I want to ask you right now is, how can one attract paying customers? If I have a tech skill, let's say I'm a developer or a product designer or I'm a graphics designer, I guess they're graphic designer, or maybe I have a digital skill, affiliate marketing, or any skill that is not even tech related anyway. But how can one in this age with the provider of the internet, the provision of the internet, get clients that will pay me to render my service for them? So talk from the background of a tech person. How do you get your
so I think like in order for you to get clients that will actually pay you well in this whole industry stuff, just like I said, have a very good portfolio. That's one. Because once you have a very good portfolio, it makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd. Because on platforms like I've never used platforms like Fiverr Upwork, but I get gigs steady. And it comes down
Okay.
to one. Uh, those I've worked with previously, I try to keep a very good personal relationship. Even when we have issues, I try to resolve it peacefully
Immediately.
without having any. That's the mistake we ever make. You're having an issue with someone, you have to go and drag him on social media. There are easier ways to solve problems.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't just start dragging people on social media because I have someone I'm having an issue with at the moment. But I just say, okay, fine. I'll just handle the issue via email. Once you sort it out, it's done. I don't have to go public and start saying this person did this. No.
Calling people name
But
out. Yeah.
because at the end of the day, I'm throwing stones at two of us at the moment. Because other people be
Yeah.
like, if I work with this guy now, he'll not drag me on social media.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
so most
Exactly.
people always feel like, I like, see, if you want to have an issue with someone, just settle it out of social media. Because at the end of the day, social media is not a court. You're just going
Yeah.
to that's the only thing you do to yourself. You just spoil your name, spoil the person's
This is
name on social
very
media, and that.
very important. Big time.
So you just have to keep a very good reputation, have very good relationship with your client. So, because if you have a very good relationship with your client, they'll actually refer you to more people. Because they'll be like, I've worked with this guy, he's very good at what he does. That's I think most jobs you get in this industry is once you work for someone and you keep a very good relationship with the person, he'll now refer you to this other person. Like, this person is very good. So at the end of the day, you're just expanding. This person refers you to this person. This person refers you to this person, and that's the thing. But there's one thing about graphic designers in Nigeria most that really pisses me off. I think there was someone I was teaching design. So before he started the product design, he was doing
Yeah.
this. You can come and meet me for design for 2K logo. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. You're designing logo, okay? Then I asked him one question, and I think this is one question anybody that is doing graphics design for that one should ask himself. Ask him, you're working with a laptop. How many logos do you have to design before you can buy a new laptop? That's simple. If you're doing
Yeah.
2K, you have to do like 100 at least before you can afford it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You're working so hard, but you're getting so little. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. So most people devalue their work. They're scared of. They're scared of. I think the hardest
Price.
thing for most people, even me sometimes, is just pricing. I'm like, I
Yeah.
think most times what I do is this. I think there's one pricing style I really use. It's just more like, let's say I want to charge you 400K for this. I want 400K for this job. I'll times it by two, 800K. Now, once you price, I know you come towards that 500, 600 range. Then at that point, I'm like, okay, yes, I've gotten way more than I expected. But most people, they want to, it just to give that room. Like, let's say I'm charging you 800K, but you can price, it's not fixed. Because at the end of the day, we are all like freelancers. We are not doing buying and selling where I'll say I'll have to buy this for you, buy this for you. No, most of the profits are yours. I'll probably maybe internet and data with lights and fuel.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
most of the money is yours. You are at a very, very comfortable position. It's your skill that is making the money for you. You just
Yeah.
if because I feel bad when I see people getting underpaid. You get underpaid, you charge someone for a job, let's say for a WordPress website. I told someone that I know someone that charges people 4K USD for a WordPress website. I'm like, how?
Oh.
I'm like,
Oh.
it's very, very possible.
That's
It's
that's
very, very
serious.
possible. And okay, I think there was one I actually did for someone. I think he the guy asked me for how much? Okay, he asked me for some flyer designs. Asked me for some flyer designs. All I did was I didn't use Photoshop. I just went to Canva,
Okay.
threw in some icons, threw in some images, 400
Yeah.
USD. That's 200, almost 200 something K naira. I'm like, these things, you work smart. You don't need to, like, okay,
Yeah.
you don't need to go and start doing things from scratch when there are things to help you work smart,
Do
do
it
your
very
thing. So it
fast.
just comes down to working smart, putting yourself in that place where you, let's say, if you have to take 10 minutes to do this from scratch,
Yeah.
That way you could do it faster. But I think the rating is to just like if the work is supposed to take you 2 weeks to finish, you could tell the client, okay, fine, it takes me 2 weeks to finish. Then you can now do it within 1 week.
Yeah.
Then send to the person. The person will feel like, okay, now you're very very fast.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're just using something that's making it easy for you without having to take that timeline.
Yeah, but
So now
this is
it's
cool.
now so now you're not like painting the impression like you're fast. That is it. You, you give someone 2 weeks, then you deliver by 1 week.
Yeah.
Unless there
This
are
is
issues that come in along the way that you can't deliver within that time frame. But I think that's the main thing. Being then another thing that still affects most of us that do freelance is communication. Some people they hardly communicate with clients. So at the end of the day, the client is there frustrated. They don't know what's happening. You're not giving them updates. Then you see something happened. But at the end of the day, it would have been easier if you just said, okay, this is what's going on. I can't meet up at this point. This is what's happening.
yeah. Yeah.
But some of us feel like if you tell the person will start saying something we don't like. So just avoid the entire conversation. At the end of the day, you don't end up doing what you're supposed to do, and you
Yeah.
just stay like that.
Yeah. So this very interesting session, bro. Like you've really given a lot of insights for a lot of persons who are listening to us and those who will be watching the playback on tech and how to get clients and how to attract investors. And you've really inspired a lot of persons. I'm sure there are people who have this, they have thoughts of product and services to put out in the public, but they are still not considering it as valid. I think at some point there was a point I was in between decisions whether to build a product or not to build a product. It was something I knew that would solve a lot of problems. This happened 2 years ago. But in between, because of the fast move of trend, the need for that is off the market. Even if I get that product or trade it for the market, the adoption will not be as fast as it should have been a year ago. And I have to show people are already know with a lot of new trends and all of that. And it was something that would have really made a lot of sense if it was adopted as at that time. So what I wanted to share with us is how can one take action? You have an idea, you know this is a major problem, you've weighed it, this is a problem, and this is a solution I can provide. I can build an application for this, I can build a software for this, I can build XYZ for this. How do I now take action? What are the very few things I need to do to take action on that? Because I feel like Nigerians, Africans, we have great solutions. Young people, I feel like, in fact, young people have the better solutions to some extent, but we are just uncertain. We are not sure. Would this work? How would I launch out this idea? Where do I even start from? And all of that. So tell us, how were you able to overcome this start of your company? Practically have 3 companies, if I'm correct. How were you able to overcome these things? Start or at least make the first step and how they can do. Just give us like 3 actionable steps that we can take.
Okay, like most I think Mark mentioned this earlier. Mark Zuckerberg, he actually mentioned this in one of his interviews. It's more like the hardest thing is to start. That's the
Yeah.
most hardest thing is to start. It's easy to say because even right now I'm still struggling with some things on my end to actually get things arranged properly. But the thing comes down to one, you being able to understand. First thing is to understand the problem you're trying to solve. That's
Okay.
one. Because you don't just rush into something without understanding the problem you're trying to solve. That's one. Then two, you get a team together that believes in that stuff as well.
Yeah.
Because you can't do things alone. No matter even as I call myself an introvert, I don't do things alone. I need
Yeah.
people to do certain things for me.
Building
Yeah, to,
team. So build a team. Yeah.
yeah. So you need to build a team. That's one. So and you make sure the team will be people that believe in that project. But if you have someone that is going to drag you back, you take him out of the team, regardless
Have you
of
have, have you had
situation.
issue with have you ever had issue with bringing someone in the team, bring someone that is close to you and the person messed up? Have you had that kind of experience before?
I the reason why we didn't launch, I think last year, was
Yeah.
because of the person I removed from the team. So now it's now more like the current devs now are now struggling to cover up with the space person
Yeah.
created. So I think that's also one is I tend to be patient with people. I tend to be
Yeah.
patient, but once you get to that stage where I feel like you're going to drag
The
my
whole
project
project.
behind, I just take you. Of course, you can't be trying to r- row a boat forward and someone is trying to use hammer to put holes inside the boat. It's not.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not going to move forward
It
now.
won't work.
You all sink together at the same time. So if someone is going to drag you back, you just take him out.
Okay.
Then the
Next.
last one is okay. I think the last one is to always be on the lookout for opportunities. That's one.
Okay. Very important.
Then and being on the lookout means you're active on social media because I've met a lot of people. They have skills. I've
Yeah.
met people they can sing, they can do voiceovers. Like based on their
Yeah.
voice, I know this person can do voiceovers. So I'm like, okay, this person now, you are trying to position yourself in a place where you can monetize that skill, but you're not active on social media. You're like,
Yeah.
I am not a social media type of person. All of that. I'm like, most of us don't do it because we love
We are.
social media. Because we have to do it. You have to be out
Yes.
there for people to see what you're doing. You can't just say, okay, um, I I can do this, but
Yeah.
you don't let people know that you can do it. You're just at home. I'm inside. I'm not a social media person. At the end of the day, you'll be inside. People won't hear about you. At the end of the day, you
And
just
they'll not.
pass through the world and you're gone. Nobody heard about you. Nobody knows if you exist. Because this is
And
Nigeria, for example, we have over 240 million people. Shout, let people know that you exist. Do things. You're competing with a lot of people. So
yeah.
it's not just about relaxing and just saying, okay, I can do this,
This-
but I'm not a social media person. Because at the end of the day, I understand sometimes once you're on social media, it can be toxic. It can be
It
toxic.
is.
Sometimes you just need time to relax, pull back, and get yourself together. Not then you try not to feel pressured by things you're seeing. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, we are just posting the best parts of our lives on social media. I can't come on Facebook and start posting when I'm crying. It's not it doesn't make any sense. Does not
Yeah.
I know people do that sometimes, but it doesn't make any sense. Hardly
So
you see someone come online post those kind of stuff unless maybe their parents died, and I don't even understand the logic behind recording yourself when you're crying. But at the end of the day, 97% of things you're doing, you're just showing the best parts of your life. You won't come and show the ones that when you're suffering, you're crying, you're
yeah.
broke. You post the account balance, please help me, go fund me. No, like it just comes down to because I feel like what most people don't know is most of those they see that are doing really well, they have struggles too.
Yeah.
But
This is very,
only
very
thing is,
important.
the only thing is they do not share that struggles with the public because the public will not provide any solutions to it.
Exactly. Let me tell you,
Just
let me just say something here. This is just to buttress this for those that will be watching later on too. You know, when it comes to sharing your problem to the public and not sharing it, it's really, really important. For example, between September, I'm just saying this for the first time publicly, between September, second week of September, down to November, I lost my dad 5 times. Like my dad passed out 5 times. He died 5 times. Nobody knew. Social media did not know. He was very sick. I was most of the time I was sleeping in the hospital and I was working from the hospital. People did not know I was showing up online, doing everything I was doing, holding classes, holding webinars, doing practically everything. But behind, I had a sick dad in the hospital. It was a very, very terrible experience. No, but I really worked hard not to make it so obvious. My clients did not know, most of my clients did not even observe what was happening. And it's very important we learn. For me, like I feel like we need to learn how to chill out with our problem of social media. Social media has never solved. If I come on social media and shout, my father is in the hospital, oh, the best will happen is people tell me sorry, oh, sorry, oh. That's the best that will happen. There's nothing more than sorry, sorry. We'll be praying for you, and this one and the other one. It's all good, but it has a way of making separating you from the personality you're trying to build online. You get what I'm saying? So when you talked about social media showing up and having this value system you are giving to the public helps build up your personality for growth too. Thank you very much for that point. It was really, really great. Yeah, so normally the live session should last like 1 hour. I really value your time, Michael. I definitely will have to bring you up again next time to have more chat with you. This is beyond what I normally discuss on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is just about sales, online business, marketing, and then a little bit of Web3 and cryptocurrency. But today I tried to try out something very new, something that my audience are not even used to. This is because I'm also into tech, and I feel like instead of hiding my tech life, it's time I start bringing up, start talking about it on my handles too. I really value your time. I learned a lot from this conversation. I'm sure those who are listening to me right now also learned a lot, and those who watch the playback. Like I said, we missed out the live session yesterday. I really appreciate this, and I would definitely want to bring you back on my channel again to have other tech related conversations. Okay. Is there any last thing you want to share with us before we just round off? I feel like we are 50 minutes over the time.
Mm, I think the last one would be just anyone watching this video should go and sign up for early access for Bentley. Just vent.ly.
Sure,
Vent.
definitely.
Why? Don't combine it.
Yeah, so let me give them a sneak peek into your product. So he's working on a product that is crazy. Like ever since he told me about that product, I've been on the lookout for it. Let me just put the URL for them on the screen. He's building an app. He has mentioned about it just for those who didn't hear that part. He's building a product that will help people book events online, just like a ticketing platform, right?
Yeah.
People book their ticket online, and that's the link on the screen www.event.ly. And it's just beyond the ticketing system. They are going to integrate a lot more stuff like live streaming, people getting paid for live stream and all of that. He mentioned some of them this night. I would like you to go. Of course, I'm an early access person. I've already signed up to be on the wait list. I've joined the wait list already. Let's support this. It's a great product he's building. I'm personally on the lookout for that product big time. Let's be part of it. Let's support it. I think you have social media handles like Instagram, Twitter, right? So you guys can
Uh,
also go to Twitter.
yeah. For Twitter is Bentley HQ. Then Instagram is still the same thing, Bentley HQ. Then for Facebook should be, I think, Bentley app for Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, Bentley HQ. So I'm putting it up on the screen for them also. Um, yeah, so please let's support this. It's a great project. It's a very beautiful project. Those who will watch the playback later and all of that. I really appreciate this, Mike. Here, I hope to have you again next time. Thank you guys for showing up to this live session this night. I really appreciate everybody watching from anywhere you're watching from. I appreciate your time and your support this night. Thank you very much for showing up, and see you guys in my live webinar session. Meanwhile, I would have taken questions, but we will not do questions this night. We have short over the time a long time. Michael was giving us plenty wisdom, and we are jotting things, down, right? Like big time. We're really jotting stuff down. Really appreciate. So maybe some other time we'll have time to take a lot more questions and then have a more elaborate conversation. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful night. Cheers. Good night.